What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report, and today we're back for episode 2 of Yoroi Shin Samurai Troopers, aka Ronin Warriors. And if you guys have been around for the channel, if you know me, and if you know anime, then you know that 90% of the time, episode 2 is where things slow down. The world starts to expand, the lore starts to settle in, and that's exactly what happens here as we start to build the groundwork of the world and the characters that are around us in this series. Since this is a sequel, we already know one thing: the Samurai Troopers are at their strongest when all 5 are together. And by the end of the episode, we're officially at 4 out of 5, so we're making some progress. Again, just like I said last video, I just hope we don't take too long to get to all of them being together and moving forward with the story. Episode 2 backtracks a bit and gives us a deeper introduction to Kaido. Yeah, the light blue-haired kid we saw sprinting through the streets during Guy's rampage. And then things get a little bit dark. When the chaos breaks out, Kaido's grandmother was killed in the attack. But before she dies, she drops something really heavy on us. She says to Kaido that she always wanted him to be a samurai trooper. Even though it was her fault he was never chosen, she still believes that he's a true one. Kaido follows Guy to the scene where the poser troopers were wiped out, and right before Guy finishes Musashi, which was a cliffhanger from episode 1, Ryu shows up. And yes, I owe this man an apology because I gave him like no respect last week. I don't even think I mentioned him, or if I did, I didn't mention him by name. Maybe they didn't say it, I don't remember. But Ryu actually dons the armor of light and just makes short work of Guy with his lightning fast speed, thus subduing Guy. Even a demon who shot Guy earlier looks impressed at everything that was going on, and I'm kinda getting the vibe that this dude might not be really evil. Meanwhile, Kaido escapes with one of the armor gear bands, meaning now we have Guy, Ryu, Kaido, and also Musashi in this episode all possessing armor gear. After Guy is recaptured, the tone shifts a bit to comedy as we meet a young woman who's literally using something called a punishment app to give Guy a little bit of a shock collar thing into behaving. Bro, this instantly gave me Kagome and Inuyasha vibes from back in the day with the whole sit boy thing. He still had it on his neck throughout the episode, so I wonder if they're gonna keep that going. She also reveals something that's pretty cool. The DST headquarters is a cloaked train that runs through the city as well, so that's pretty cool. But the episode really kicks into gear when Guy reveals his true motivation. He wants to become a samurai trooper to defeat his father, the demon emperor Ramaga. Here's the terrifying part. Ramaga plans to use Guy as a vessel. He also wants to take over Guy when he turns 15, which is a little bit creepy, but for the sake of the story, that's when a trooper reaches like their potential to unlock their abilities and things like that. So basically, Guy only has 1 year left before that happens, so I guess we're kind of at a race against time to stop this guy maybe. And yes, this man also had a VHS tape still in 2026, as wherever he was in that demon world, he was clearly stuck in the 90s or never went past that, or maybe even the 80s. The tape explained Ramaga's plan to conquer the human world using a weapon called the Sorcerer's Sword to build his army. Anyone that's killed by it becomes a demon army puppet after 24 hours. Unfortunately, the tape gets recorded over by a rock concert of all times. But Guy remembers the most important part. Puppets are controlled. They aren't acting on their own, and that's very crucial for the rest of the episode. When the puppets attack, Ryu reveals the truth to Kaido. He is a real samurai trooper. So again, now we have Kaido, Ryu, Musashi, and Guy as our troopers. We got 4 out of 5, but the tension explodes when we learn the real truth. Our villain of the week is a demon by the name of Nezu, who's the master of puppets, and he's the one that killed Kaido's grandmother. And just for fun to make things even worse, Guy even feels a little bit guilty realizing that she loved 80s rock music too. And to make matters even more twisted, she returns as not a puppet but a monster, a full-on creature designed to slaughter everyone around them. This moment was cruel, but it also exists for two things for the story. One was to break Kaido emotionally, and two, to force his power to awaken, because he does, awaken his samurai powers. He has the bow and arrow. He unfortunately has to take his grandmother out, but not before, getting like some last words of wisdom from possibly her spirit, saying that, I knew you can do it. I'm proud of you. And yeah, it was a little bit heartbreaking. We see this type of thing all the time, but it doesn't hurt any less every time it happens. This act of cowardice and villainy also enrages Guy. And then it finally happens, ladies and gents. He dons the legendary armor of heat with the classic transformation sequence we all grew up on from back in the day. The Wildfire Warrior is back, and bro, just seeing this animated in 2026, it gave me actual goosebumps. I absolutely loved it. It just made me feel like I was a kid again. Nezu is defeated and the city is saved. For now, but it looks like Guy might be absorbing powers from the main 10 demons when he defeats one of them, Mega Man style perhaps? I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit to see what's actually going on with that. But just when you think it's over, our 5th trooper arrives, and his name is Yama. Better late than never, right bro? Come on, my boy, you could have showed up a lot sooner than this. And that's where our episode ends. Episode 2 slowed things down, sure, but it built character, it raised stakes, and it reintroduced some things that made the original Samurai Troopers what it is. Kind of tropes that we see in these team up type of shows. And now the team is almost complete. But just like I was mentioning, I am curious with what happened after Nezu was defeated. What was that orb of light that went into Guy? And how is that going to affect things later on? Let me know what you guys thought of the episode, and you know what to do from here. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're rocking with your boy. It really helps the channel grow. Also, please follow your boy on Twitch at The Scout Report for gaming on the weekends. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.